Assalamualaikum, our group represents Local Government Act 1976 case study of DBKL. Introducing our group members.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Muhammad Syahid. For our case study, we decided to interview Suraya Miftah Farhi bin Musa, Ketua Penolong Pengarah Dewan Bandaraya Kuala Lumpur regarding the background of Subject Property and Local Government Act 1976. Thank you for the opportunity for us to complete the assignment, and all the information retrieved will be presented later.
Hi and Assalamualaikum, my name is Al-Safia and I would like to explain about provision in respective law to allow the applicant to make an objection. In Malaysia, the framework for local authority revolves around section 142 subsection 1 of the Local Government Act 1976. This section enables the certified party to file objection based on various grounds such as inaccurate joint value or faulty valuation at least 14 days before the scheduled revision of the valuation list. The list is a crucial document outlining property value within a local authority jurisdiction. The authority determines the annual value or improved value of property along with percentage rate and rate collection. Revaluation occurs where every 5 years as specified by the state authority. Different rates are applied based on the property location or use, and the local authority hold the responsibility for determining this value. If the certified party can submit written objection leading to the local authority review and a response. Next is the right of appellant to make an appeal to the High Court. Section 145 of the Local Government Act play a vital role in upholding the appellant's right to appeal decision made by the local authority. This section provides an avenue for the certified individual to submit an originating motion to the High Court seeking a review of the local authority decision. However, a key condition is that the appellant must pay the dispute rate when filing the application, ensuring a sense of responsibility in the appeal process. The hierarchical structure of the judicial system is respected, with the High Court's ruling considered final in cases involving factual dispute. Section 145 also extends the right of appeal to the Federal Court, creating a two-tier process that ensures a comprehensive analysis of legal issues. This framework not only strengthens the legal system but also promotes justice, fairness, and careful legal security, safeguarding the interests of those in disagreement with local government judgment. The first reason to be considered making an appeal is valuation disparity. Valuation disparities are one of the most important factors that lead to an appeal under the Local Government Act 1976. It's reasonable to file an appeal if there is strong evidence or cause to think that the value of property has been incorrectly determined or improperly assessed. When a property is valued more than its relatable value, it can happen for a number of reasons. Situation when the valuation process is tainted by the mistake, oversight, or even fraudulent activity may be example of the inappropriate value. For instance, if a property is assessed at a higher value than its true relatable value, the property owner may face unfairly high tax obligation. This could happen as a result of computation error, forgetting important property details, or deliberate deception. If this were the case, the owner of the property will have a good reason to file an appeal and request a fair and accurate reappraisal to the value of their asset. Next is issue with joint valuation. Joint valuation concerns are crucial factor to take into account when filing an appeal. When a property is valued jointly but the owner feels that it should be valued differently or independently, that constitutes a legitimate and substantial basis for an appeal. The basis for appeal in joint valuation proceeding is the idea that every holding in a jointly valued property has a distinct qualities and value. Even while it's effective in some situations, the joint valuation technique might not always be able to distinguish the subtle differences between different interests within a property. Therefore, it's reasonable for property owner to argue that an independent assessment of their asset is necessary to appropriately capture their unique characteristic and worth. Next is inability to listen and determine objection. Under Section 142 subsection 1, allows protect and various grounds initiating a process crucial for confirming an equitable valuation list. However, the local authority failure to address complaint before approving the valuation list violates the fundamental right to a fair trial, forming a compelling basis for appeal. The right to a fair hearing, fundamental in global legal tradition, gains a significant in property valuation dispute, where individuals challenge deemed inaccurate or unfair valuation. Failure to conduct a proper hearing denies individual the chance to present concern, evidence, and agreement potentially confirming inaccurate valuation, unjust rate, and financial burden. This impact on property owner cannot be overstated. A failure to hear objection compromises the right to challenge flawed valuation, eroding a public trust in the valuation process, fairness, and transparency. Legal recourse through the appeal process, particularly outlined in Section 142 Subsection 2, become imperative to rectify the oversight, ensuring objection are properly heard, considered, and adjudicated. Moreover, the failure to determine objection not only infringe on individual right but also undermines broader legal principle of transparency and accountability. The last one is differences in property adjustment. It becomes critical to comprehend the specific of a property valuation, particularly when dealing with addition or renovation. The Malaysian Local Government Act is the principal piece of legislation that governs this area. On other that, mistake in recording this modification can have a serious consequences. This investigation looks at how crucial it is to correct this error and how the legal system provides a methodical way to do so. Real estate is a changing landscape where the property shifts through time. A property value could change as a result of improvement or adjustment. The valuation officer is authorized by Section 144 Section 1B of the Local Government Act to update the property record to appropriately reflect these changes. Ensuring that the value of property is given in line with its current status is crucial for maintaining accuracy and equity in the valuation process. Homeowners decide to update and modernize the interior of their home to make it more aesthetically pleasing and comfortable. If these improvements are not appropriately recorded in the property record, the homeowner may be forced to pay rates based on the dated and the devalued assessment. On the other hand, if a company makes modification to meet changes demand, it can have to pay more if the valuation process does not take these changes into account, such as errors have a far-reaching effect that go beyond the simple financial ones. They emphasize the more general value of accuracy, fairness, and due process, which serve as the foundation of the property valuation system. It is reasonable for property owners to anticipate that any alteration made to their property will be carefully documented and taken into account during the appraisal process in order to provide a fair rate distribution. That's all for me. Thank you.
Hi and Assalamualaikum to Dr. Nadia and my friends. So I will present the procedure to make an appeal. So the Local Government Act 1976 in Malaysia provide an appeals procedure for those who disagree with local government decisions. The process involves submitting a written objection within a specific time frame, including reason for the objection. The objection is then decided by the local authority, and if the person is still unhappy with the decision, they can seek an appeal with the High Court. Payment of the appeal rate to the local authority is required before filing an appeal to ensure sincerity. The appeal must be filed within a specific time frame, and the High Court decision on factual issues is final and conclusive. If either party is unhappy with the High Court ruling on a legal matter, they may file an appeal with the Federal Court. Relevant law must apply during the appeal process. So, careful attention to deadlines, clear expression of objection, and observance of legal standards are necessary to manage this appeal procedure effectively. Next, the role and function of respective agency in appeal proceeding. The Local Government Act 1976 in Malaysia outlines the appeal mechanism for conflict arising from decision made by local council. The process involves several groups, including the appellant, local authority, High Court, and Federal Court. The appellant is the individual or entity that dissatisfied with a ruling and file an originating motion within 40 days of receiving the decision they wish to appeal. Second, the local authority is responsible for making the initial decision, being appealed, and must defend its decision by submitting evidence, paperwork, and legal arguments in support of the first ruling. The third, the High Court hears the appeal, consider arguments and evidence submitted by both parties, and renders a final decision on whether the local government decision was in accordance with the relevant Act provisions. So the last one is the Federal Court. They consider appeals from the High Court on issue of law and takes final decision on legal issues. The appeal process aims to ensure fairness and conformity to the law when dealing with dispute or challenge to local government decisions. So that's all from me. I would like to pass to the next presenter. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Loman and I'm going to present about the history of development and administration of local authority system in Malaysia. Kuala Lumpur grew from a small town to become a Malaysia's national capital and biggest city. Since 1 April 1961, Kuala Lumpur's municipal affairs have been governed by a single company, which is the Capital City Commissioner, who was later renamed to the Mayor of Kuala Lumpur. After that, Kuala Lumpur was awarded city status on 1 February 1972. To oversee and rule the city, the Kuala Lumpur City Hall, DBKL, was founded. Following the award of city status, DBKL formed on May 1, 1972. It became the major local authority in charge of administration in Kuala Lumpur. The administration of the House City of Kuala Lumpur is divided into 22 departments, divisions, unit. All departments, sections or units have been functioned, each of which is led by director of the department or division or unit, and all of which report directly to the Deputy Director General and the Head Director and the Mayor. Next, Malaysian local government elections, including those in Kuala Lumpur, were stopped in 1978. As a result, local administrations such as DBKL were no longer elected bodies, which had implications for the democratic process at the local level. Administrators were instead appointed. After that, DBKL undertook change to improve efficiency and adapt to current governance methods, which are reforms and modernization. With the integration of digital system for improved service delivery, communication and information dissemination, embracing technology has become a critical part. Moreover, DBKL is actively involved in the community via a variety of projects, public forums, town hall meetings and more. Hence, the history of Kuala Lumpur local government growth and administration illustrate the city transformation from colonial area mining colony to a bustling metropolis. The role of DBKL in navigating the city through numerous difficulties and transactions has become critical, with emphasis on enhancing equality of life for its citizens.
Okay, now let's move on to issues and challenges of DBKL to implement their function as a government entity. The first issue is urbanization pressure. Kuala Lumpur growing the population and economic activity are exciting but also challenging for DBKL. The city's rapid urbanization puts strain on resources and facilities, giving impact on every aspect of the local authority obligation, altering the strategic movement and decision-making processes conducted to ensure Kuala Lumpur's successful administration. So the BKL need to realise the importance of adaptable and creative management practice in directing Kuala Lumpur towards an environmentally friendly and harmonious future. The second issue is infrastructure development. So, building and maintaining things like road, public transit and waste management are big concerns for the BKL. So, Surveyor Miftah emphasised the importance of efficient public transit like the LRT. But there are complexity challenges such as the traffic congestion. Citizens that rely on public transport such as Rapid KL public bus cannot interlink with nearby LRT station. The third issue is traffic and transportation. So traffic congestion in Kuala Lumpur is normal, which causing problems for both people and business. So according to Surveyor Miftah, he suggests that improving public transit network, making them safe and reliable, and also using technology can help solve this issue. To improve transportation, we need better bus and trains. This gives people practical option instead of using their own cars. Also, it's important to make it easy for everyone to reach transit hub from their home, and of course, buses and trains must be clean, safe and reliable to encourage more people to use them. The last issue is environmental sustainability. So balancing the city growth with environmental sustainability is a top priority for the BKL. Balancing Kuala Lumpur expansion while protecting the green areas, regulating pollution and encouraging eco-friendly activity is a top priority to the BKL. The issue is to include sustainability into the city development plan while ensuring that economic growth is not harmful to the environment. That's all from our group. Thank you so much for listening.